The Chateau Marmont, Sunset Boulevard, a beacon for the celebrated, the scrutinized, the ones who'd already arrived. I was just a valet, another cog in the Hollywood Hills machinery, but I had eyes. Eyes that saw things money couldn't buy. Or could it? One night, a sleek obsidian car, the kind that whispered wealth and whispered secrets, pulled up. Out stepped a man who reeked of new money, the kind that clung to him like cheap cologne. He was young, barely a line on his face, but his eyes, they were old, older than his years. He tossed me the keys like I was invisible, a ghost in a uniform. "Take care of her," he muttered, not even bothering to look my way. That's when I first saw it. A flash of gold and green peeking from his wallet. Hundreds, all neatly stacked, an obscene amount for a night's stay. It was like he wanted everyone to see, wanted to remind us all that he could. His name was Davis, something.com, the newest darling of Silicon Valley. Word around the chateau was he'd made a killing in Wi-Fi, some patent that had redefined the internet. Magazines with him on the cover, grinning, were scattered around the lobby. He was everywhere, this Davis, his face plastered across billboards, his name whispered in hushed tones. But beneath the veneer of success, I saw something else. A gnawing insecurity, a need to prove something, to someone. Maybe it was the way he overtipped, showering everyone in sight with $100 bills, as if trying to buy their respect. Or maybe it was the stories, whispered by the bellhops, of his lavish parties where champagne flowed freely, and money was treated like it grew on trees. One afternoon, I caught him by the pool, a gaggle of equally tanned and toned individuals surrounding him. He was holding court, regaling them with tales of his latest acquisition, a private island he claimed, off the coast of Fiji. As I walked by, I heard a clinking sound. Gold coins, gleaming in the California sun, were scattered across the table. He was buying them, he declared, for a game where they'd skip them across the ocean, a competition to see whose coin traveled the furthest. Each throw, a splash of gold against the azure water, felt like a slap in the face to someone like me, someone who knew the value of $1. The night it all came crashing down, it began like any other. The air buzzed with anticipation, the clinking of glasses, the murmur of conversations about things I could only dream of. Davis, predictably, was in the thick of it, his booming laugh echoing across the restaurant. He was gesturing wildly, trying to make a point, when his hand collided with a vintage lamp. It teetered precariously for a moment before crashing to the ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces. A hush fell over the room. The manager, pale and sweating, rushed over. Everyone held their breath, waiting for Davis's reaction. The manager, stammering, presented him with the bill. $500, sir, he whispered, his voice trembling. Davis glanced at the bill, a flicker of something unreadable in his eyes, and then he laughed. Not a cruel laugh, but an empty one, devoid of humor. He tossed a $100 bill on the table and walked away, leaving the shards of the lamp and the silence hanging heavy in the air. I realized then, some things money can't buy, some voids it can't fill.